What is up, guys, and welcome back to another F1 2020 video. Today we are making a video I'd never make. This is more of a tutorial. I see a lot of comments on my team videos. They basically want to know, that being you guys, what settings I run with my camera angles in T-Cam and how I adjust things in the menus to get the on-screen display, like the rev counter, to be in the middle of the screen. It's something I've seen on just about every single video, so I thought I'd finally address the elephant in the room and kill two birds with one stone, and that is what we're going to do today. So load up the game on any game mode you like, pause the game, and then you can go into these settings. We're going to start off with the camera settings. So to do that, you need to scroll over to Preferences, and then scroll down to the bottom until you get to Camera Customization. In here, we've got my TV pod. Now, pause the video here and note down all of the settings. That is exactly what I run. What I tend to do is go for a camera angle which gets a bit of the helmet in, but I can also still see the wheel and the wheel revs at the same time. I like to see a bit of everything, to be honest, but this is just for functionality purposes. We're playing around with it in Cockpit Cam. How it all works, you can adjust just the camera position horizontally, vertically. If you want to be able to change the FOV to see the mirrors, you can do that. That's at the top of the screen, the field of view. Offset vertical, if you want to have like an Arava style cockpit cam. I know that he used to have his head up really high so he could see a little bit more. You can play around with that. That's really cool. And what you can also do is change it globally from one car to another. So you can make these settings apply to all of the cars in F1 2020, or you can apply it to just affect the McLaren car, which is what I'm in at the moment. So that's pretty cool that Codemasters have gone that extra effort and thought about the different camera angles for various cars, because they can change from car to car, which is very interesting. But now, we're going to move on to the OSD, the on-screen display, that being the rev counter, where I've got the gear selection, the revs, throttle and brake trace, and the battery settings. I move that to the middle, and the reason why I do that is I saw Lando do it back on F1 2019, and I thought it looked better, and it's also functional as well. The reason why I do it is because those settings are all in your driver's eye line. If it's in the bottom right-hand corner, for one, it blocks the right-hand side mirror, but you can also just make changes very quickly and not have to take your eyes off the racing line or anything like that. That's why I do it, and you can keep a closer track of your brake and throttle traces a little bit better, just to get that extra feedback of what you're doing, instead of having to take your eyes off the road and go into the corner of the screen. I think just functionally, it works really well on all fronts. So that's why I do it. Now, let's get into how we actually change that. And how we do that is we go into the pause menu, go across to Preferences again, on-screen display, and then right at the top there you can see OSD customization. Hit A or X or whatever the hell it is, the enter button to get in there. Bear in mind, I'm on PC. At least on F1 2019, you could only do this on PC. I hope that you can do this on console, though you guys will need to confirm for me in the comments. And you can change a whole matter of different things. And I've actually switched to the controller just to make it a little bit easier to see what controls do what. And basically, you scroll across with the triggers to highlight what you want to change in green. And you just use the joystick to move it around to where you see fancy. You can't overlap things on the OSD, so that's something you need to bear in mind. And there are certain areas which are restricted from putting anything there at all, which is unfortunate. But that's just how it works at this current stage. You can change things like the opacity, which makes it a little less visible. You can see through it if you prefer that, but I'm completely fine with just having things being fully there, if that makes sense. And you can change the scale of things as well. Mine's at 79%. You can make it a lot smaller if you want to not have it invade so much of the screen, or if you want it to be a complete space invader, you can make it take up the whole damn screen until the game breaks, essentially. So let's not do that again. But yeah, that is essentially that. There's not much else to say really, apart from that. On the OSD side of things, I run everything stock. But while I'm here, I'm actually going to change a couple other things. I'm going to move the virtual mirror off to the bottom right, because I'm never going to use that. And one thing I'm also going to do is I've just hidden away the wrong way sign, tongue twister, because there might be some reverse grid or reverse direction races that I do, and having the wrong way symbol up on the screen is going to be annoying. Plus, I know which way the track goes. At least I think I do. But in terms of that, one thing I'm also going to change or have a look at changing is the fastest lap thing that comes up at the top of the screen. That'll also affect warnings for track limits, contact, the race winner. That'll all come up where the fastest lap comes up. So I moved it off to the right here, and I did one corner, track extended, saw it off to the right, and I thought, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't like the look of that, so I'm going to move it back to the top. The reason why I was trying to move it away is because I now have like graphics for like my social media and how to subscribe, I guess. So while we're at it, hit the subscribe button. But in the end, I think I'm going to leave the fastest lap where it is. I may move it under the OSD in the center of the screen, maybe. But for the time being, I feel like the top of the screen is home for now. But anyway, that has been this video for today, guys. I know it's a very different one, not really gameplay, but a lot of people were asking me how to change my HUD and everything. And they've also been asking, a lot of you guys have been asking what my camera settings are. So I thought I'd address both in one video. If there's anything else you want to know, wheel settings wise, I think I run pretty much the stock settings. I increase steering linearity to 10%, and I move up the braking dead zone by 2 or 3%, just so that if my foot just happens to be resting on the brake pedal, it won't be pressing down. That's it. I run the stock settings for pretty much everything else. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys for a brand new F1 2020 video very soon.